Let's see. I got a question for you. What states do you think have the best medical? Ooh, I
Hey
like this
Nick,
one. Let's
so
listen.
I got a question for you. What states do you think have the
Oh, I
best
like this
medical,
one.
and what states do you think have the worst? And
What
I
states
also
have the
wanted to
worst
ask
as
you
well?
if you had a favorite and least favorite of all time strain that you've smoked.
Okay. I like this. I like this actually. Okay. We'll call him back. I want to hear what state this guy's in. So we're gonna call this one back in particular. We're not calling all these back because at the end of the day, I wanted to answer a lot of questions. So we had like 25 or 30 voicemails that I put aside in total today that were ones that I was like interested in listening to and potentially calling back. But I wanted to get through all of them. So that's why we're not calling everybody back today. You know, we're just kind of running through and answering some questions. But let's call this one back. Oh shit, this is the wrong phone number. Wait, I don't know who I just called, but that's not the right person. Pick it up.
Yo, hello?
Yo, you're on the Gobcast. You mind being recorded?
No, I don't mind one bit.
I heard your voicemail. You're asking about a bunch of questions.
Yeah, I figured it fit the memo of the podcast.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It definitely does. What state are you in, if I may ask?
Florida.
Florida. Okay, so you guys just got medical right now, but you're voting on rec this like November, right?
Be there.
Oh shit. Oh, your mic cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
Oh, I'm going to be there voting.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna imagine you're voting yes. I think I can guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn, you think it's gonna pass?
I'd like to think so, but I don't know. We got a lot of old people in Florida, so I feel like they're not hip to the game.
Well, you saw what happened with the hemp veto that got shot down by Ron DeSantis. Did you see what he said about that?
No, what did he say?
So he put out a statement saying that he was upset at the medical companies that came into the state and promised him that they were only going to treat medical patients, and now they're pushing for rec to make as much money as they can. And he said that he wasn't happy about this proposition that's coming this November. So
I mean,
it is questionable. There's like kind of a tension in the air of like, is he just gonna veto it?
yeah, I don't know. He does a lot of crazy stuff.
He does. He's quite the governor.
politics, but
But I will say Florida has some decent though. In terms of the medical program, it's tough to get good in Florida though because like the humidity is so tough. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I could see when the rec program comes around, there's probably gonna be some fire down there though.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Yeah, yeah. For me though, in terms of like overall states with the best medical, obviously I think Colorado is up there in terms of like the hash and the flower you can get. And that's specifically medical. I wouldn't put Cali on the list just because the taxes are still fucked for medical.
Yeah.
Like in Illinois, for example, where I'm from, one of the cool things about the medical program there is instead of paying the ridiculous like 35-40% tax, you pay 1% if you have a med card.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
something that like I think if we're just talking medical, Illinois is actually kind of lit. They give a lot of benefits to their medical patients. The trade-off is the fucking mid usually. But overall best probably like Colorado's lit. California, not as much, States like Illinois, really any state that gives tax breaks to medical patients is a state that you're going to want to get a card in. Nowadays, like, there's barely, like, nobody really makes exclusives for the medical menu that don't go to rec. No companies do that anymore. They can't survive doing that. So, everything that, like, a med patient gets, a rec patient could get too. It's just probably different quantities. So like,
Gotcha.
it's kind of tough to answer that, but in terms of like the worst states, bro, I mean, I don't know, man. Like a lot of the legal, I think it's most of the states that have legal programs right now are putting out shitty for too much money, and the states that aren't are probably you can count them on, a few fingers. I think it's probably like Michigan, it's probably Colorado. And it's probably like, I mean, California, you pay a lot, but you get good shit, at least, thank God. In Oregon, you can get shit dirt cheap, so there's a value proposition there. So I guess you could add that to the list. But outside of that, the market's bad, man.
Yeah. No, Florida, it's been getting better, but I got my med card here when we first started. Like, we didn't even have yet. They actually let us get, like, dad before they passed. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. They're pretty backwards over here. So that scares me about the vote coming up. Like, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't understand why they would let us get concentrates before they let us get flour.
And it's tough because in all these states that I'm saying, like, aren't great, it's not even necessarily because of the products that are there in a lot of them. Some of them it is. But a lot of the, like, restrictions that are created around the products and, like, regulations that are made by people that just have no idea what they're talking about, you know? And it impacts the product so heavily. Like, there are certain states that have restrictions around, like, nutrients you can use in your grow. And, like, you know, there's certain regulations around, like, you know, the form that, like, Michigan, for example, has really, like, strict regulations around the nutrients you can use in your facility. So a common thing with some Michigan facilities is a lot of the flour, despite the strains being different that come out of, like, certain facilities, will have, like, a similar taste. It's like a facility taste because they run the same nutrients on all of it.
Yeah, that's wild. That's very different.
It's fucking, dude, it's a crazy time right now.
So my other question was about, like, the strains. Like, did you have a favorite and worst strain?
Favorite and worst strain, man. Ooh. It's kind of tough. I don't think I have a worst strain because for me, it's like everything's so batch dependent, you know?
Yeah.
Everything's like, I've smoked amazing batches of, like, my favorite strains. Then I've smoked bullshit batches that I hate and I never want to smoke again. Probably my favorite strains of all time. I mean, a couple of them, like, when I was younger, I loved smoking all the OGs back in the day, and I hated lemons. Now that I'm older, I love lemons. I've completely 180'd on that. One of my favorite strains right now is called Highly Lemon, but I don't smoke it that often because it gets me scared. But that's, like, I love that. Like, there's no other way I can find that gets me like that, so I cherish it.
Yeah.
I love that. I like a lot of fuck, man. I mean, the toad venom's cool. You know, I smoked the toad venom flower. That shit's good. When I was younger, my plug had this shit, Larry OG, you get every now and then, and, like, by today's standards, it was fucking mid. But back then, there's just something special about it. I don't know. It got me high.
In high school, that was actually my favorite strain.
Yeah, that shit smoked back in the day. And now, I mean, there's, like, distant genetics of it in a lot of stuff. I mean, I think it's part of, like, Granddaddy Perp, I'm pretty sure, or some shit. There's, like, it's been crossed out of existence at this point. But once upon a time, that was a great strain.
Yeah.
Fucking, in terms of least favorites, though, I don't know if I have one. I think every strain's good if you give it to the right grower, you know?
Okay.
So I guess that's my answer to both of those.
All right. Well, awesome. It was a pleasure getting to talk to you today, Goblin.
Hey, of course. Thank you for calling in, my friend. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You have a great rest of your podcast, man.
You as well. Bye-bye. He told me to have a great rest of my podcast, and I told him to do the same, and I should have. Fuck, let's take a rip, man. Fuck. Holy shit. That one was crispy, dude. You could taste, like, the getting a little dirty on that one, you know? It's like, oh. Okay.